Hello, how are you? So today I'm finally going to be doing my June wrap up and a little bit of a July TBR. I do this every month. It's not a big deal. We're just going to talk about the books I read. This month was obviously like my last month of school, so I felt like I never had time to physically read. So I only physically read 3 books, but I audiobooked the rest, and I actually had a ton of time. I just like didn't feel like I did, so I listened to like so many audiobooks, flew through them. So that's why most of the books I'll be talking about I do not physically have, but I do hope to get them. I want to own the books that I listen to on audio, even though I listen to them just on audio. Anyway, so without further ado, we're just gonna get into it because I read quite a few books. So I'm just gonna pull up my Goodreads to make sure I get the order right and everything like that. If you don't follow me, I don't know if it's following or friends or something on Goodreads, you should do that. It's Pia, I think. The first audiobook that I listened to was Caraval by Stephanie Garber. It's about a girl and she's always been like writing to try and get to this like circus Caraval thing like her whole life, and then suddenly she's like gonna get married and she's trying to get out of this like abusive spots with like her father and things, and then finally she gets like invited to Caraval and she goes with her sister, and then like it's all like, oh, like it's just like a game, but like it's not, and there's like magic, and then there's like a boy, and then like her sister goes missing and you're trying to like find her sister or something. To make a long fucking story short, I did not like this book. Yeah, I was really bored with it. I thought that the mystery element was super boring and just dragged on and on. There was so much like unneeded stuff and the characters were boring and like flat as fuck. I don't even remember the ending to this because I really just wanted to finish it and I did not like it whatsoever. I gave it 2 stars. Today's emoji book rating is gonna be the monkey. I thought about this earlier because I never plan my emojis, but I don't know why I want to do it. I did not like it. I thought the characters were boring, the romance was stupid, the mystery was boring, and it was confusing, and the world wasn't that nicely built. So overall, I didn't really like this book. I kind of liked it, which is why I gave it a 2 stars, but like honestly, like, maybe I'll give it 1. I don't know. The next book I actually listened to and kind of read along a little bit was Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I really wanted to read this month and I'm really glad I did. This is just a nice cute romance set in the 80s. And it was so much deeper than I thought it was. Like it dealt with so many issues that I didn't expect at all. Like I thought it was just gonna be a fluffy romance and contemporary that I was just gonna use to break up my fantasy, as I do. But I really liked this. I ended up giving it 5 out of 5 stars. I just really enjoyed the character development. I thought all the characters were really nicely fleshed out and I love the setting. I love the 80s. The ending kind of really confused me. I'm not really sure if it was meant to be like that, but I just really liked the story and I thought it was so well done. I don't know, it wasn't the most diverse book, but I thought that they were like really interesting. And I haven't seen much characters like these ones, so I really liked it. Next book was also an audiobook listen. I mentioned in my summer TBR and I think my last wrap up that I'm trying to read all of the Mortal Instruments series. So I listened to City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. I don't have too much to say about this because it is the second book in a series, but I really liked it. I really loved the first one, so I like immediately had to pick up the second and I loved it. Gave it 5 stars. I'm really obsessed with this series, if you could not tell. The next audiobook I listened to was I Have Lost My Way by Gail Forman. This is the story following 3 different perspectives, and they each have kind of lost their way in their own sort of thing. Girl is like a singer who lost her voice, so she's kind of like lost her way. And then there's a guy whose dad died and he's kind of lost. And then the other guy his boyfriend just dumped him and their paths all kind of intertwine. I really enjoyed this book. It wasn't my favorite book, so that's why I gave it 3 stars. 3 stars for me is definitely an average read, and I think looking back, I could give it like a 3.5 maybe. I really liked the diversity. I liked the characters' perspectives. I thought they were very different and very well done. But overall, I didn't love the book, so I wasn't like, I need to pick this up. Like, I wasn't obsessed with it. So that's kind of why I gave it 3 stars. I definitely think you should pick it up if you're looking for a nice, worthwhile contemporary read. And I recommend the audiobook because it has a singing element and at the end there's a song. So I really liked the audiobook. I thought it was really cool, but not my favorite book. The next 2 books are from the same series. Now what series is that? Mortal Instruments. I read City of Glass and City of, what is it? Fallen Angels, the third and fourth book in the Mortal Instruments series. I listened to the audiobook. So for City of Glass, loved it, loved it, loved it. It was fan-frickin-tastic. I gave it 5 stars. One thing I don't like about the audiobooks, the narrators keep changing. And in the fourth book, I was a little mad. City of Fallen Angels was not my favorite book. Not my favorite of the series. Definitely my least favorite. Like, Simon had a perspective and I hate Simon. All the characters were so different than they were in the rest of the books, which was so weird because I really loved it. Like, that's why I've been loving like the first 3 is like they're so different and so well done, and then they all started getting so annoying in this book. And Simon was annoying, there was a love triangle, there was Jace being annoying, and I love Jace Wayland. And he was being annoying. They were all kind of annoying to me. They were all kind of creating problems that didn't really exist when they had like other things to deal with. They were like creating relationship problems, and I was like, dude, relationship's like so solid and good, like what are you even doing? And they were like, oh no, but like this is a problem. And I'm like, not really, okay. I gave that 3 stars because I thought it was average. Didn't really like it as much as the rest of the books, hoping that changes rest of the series. The next book I listened to on audio, I was really excited for. I was like, I need a fluffy contemporary stat. So I was just listening to all the fantasy, obviously. And so I listened to Always Forever Maybe by Annika Rose Rissi. Sorry. So I went into this not knowing anything. And I was like, let's go. Strong, beautiful relationship that can make me happy. No, it's about a toxic relationship and an abusive one. Didn't know that going into it. I was listening to it and I was like, this guy doesn't seem cool. No, this guy's not. No, he's not cool. And then I looked it up on Goodreads and was like, oh, it's supposed to be a bad relationship. I didn't know that going into it, so that kind of like shell-shocked me. But overall, I didn't like this. I gave it 2 stars. There, I'm gonna list my problems. There was homophobia. I wasn't into it. Insta-love. It was super bad in Love too, because I can get on board for love at first sight if it's like nice, but I just saw him and they were like, she was like, basically, I'm in love with you, and I was like, he just like talked to you once, like you didn't seem all that cool. I think that there definitely need to be more books about sexual assault and abusive, toxic relationships, and trigger warning for that, but obviously. I think I mentioned that. I just think that the way it was done didn't prove what it wanted to. I think that the idea was really there and it was really solid, but the execution wasn't great. I also didn't mesh with the writing style. I thought it was super like awkward and like clunky. I don't know if you've ever listened to like an awkwardly worded audiobook, but it sounds weird. And so I didn't like that, and it's a good step forward into, you know, sexual assault and abusive relationships in YA, and that we need to see more of that, because obviously we need to teach people about what a strong, like, flourishing and like nice relationship is, and what a toxic and codependent one is. I forgot about one book and I can't risk forgetting about that, so I did take off my look. Sorry. Autobiography, I read it by Christina Lauren. I loved it so super much. It had a lot more to do with like religion and stuff than I thought, because I thought it was just about, you know, like a beautiful gay relationship that I was so down for, and it was with that, but it was also like about writing a book and like obviously like autobiography. I loved it super much. Super much? Yeah, I was literally swooning. I was getting a little steamy. I'm sorry, my fan is on, I don't care. And I gave it 5 stars. I loved everything about it, and the only thing I didn't like is that I need a second book. I thought it was really realistic. I thought the characters were really realistic, and I really liked it. I didn't even expect there to be this whole like class about writing a novel in like a semester, and I thought that was really cool, and highly recommend. Love this book. Love it. Just buy it. Read it. I don't care. Alright, so those are all the books that I read. I didn't find too many gems, honestly, but I'm not going to really go into my TBR just because I did a summer TBR video, so you can check that out. And that basically has all the books I want to read for the summer, so... Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know what you're reading, what you currently read, what you read in June, anything like that. Subscribe, like, comment, do all the things, and I'll see you in my next video.